Welcome to the Positive Sports Podcast. I'll be your host this afternoon, Ed Montana. Alongside me today from the virtual world, my brother Alex. Alex, how you doing, buddy?
I'm doing good, man. I just finished stuffing my face. So if I take a nap, while you're talking, it's not because I'm ignoring you. It's not because you're boring. It's because I am full of food.
The show will not miss you.
That's fine. Hey, look, I can use a nap.
The beat goes on.
After some potatoes and steak, anybody can use a fucking nap.
Dude, you eat early.
Huh?
So I mean, it's 5 o'clock in the afternoon, and you've already eaten dinner.
Well, it depends. Sometimes if my wife gets home early enough, and I've cooked early enough, like I did today, then yeah, we'll eat early.
Dude, what are you, like 75? Only old people eat dinner at like 4 in the afternoon.
Yeah, well, shit happens.
I'll tell you what. I know a couple of teams that can eat dinner whenever the hell they want right now because they got nothing to do, and that's the Houston Astros and the Atlanta Braves. They can join 28 other teams in eating dinner whenever they want because their season is now over. Officially over. We have a World Series matchup. It'll be played in Arlington, Texas at the new stadium, which I kind of don't like, but we'll get to that in a minute. And it is the Tampa Bay Rays and the Los Angeles Dodgers. Look, for all of this expanded playoff stuff, we got the team in the American League, we got the team with the best record, and in the National League, we got the team with the best record. So I guess the shortened season didn't give us anything crazy in the end, but we've got a matchup, and I think it's going to be a damn good one. Hey, quick question. Who do you think diehard Yankee fans were rooting for in Game 7 of the Astros and Rays? Here's my question. The Rays are kind of a rival, kind of a team that they don't like, and the Rays were very close to blowing a 3-0 lead in the LCS, just like the Yankees did. Every time they bring up a 3-0 lead, they bring up the 2004 Red Sox, and I'm sure Yankee fans hate hearing about it. But on the flip side, you've got the Houston Astros, who are not only mortal enemies to everyone, they are super mortal enemies to the Yankees because they feel like they got robbed in 2017 by them cheating. I guess I don't need to put it in quotes because they did cheat.
No.
So who do you think Yankee fans were rooting for in Game 7?
Well, I think they were rooting for the Rays.
Yeah?
I think they were rooting for the Rays. And I say fuck that. I never cheer for a rival. I don't care what it is. If I was a Yankee fan, I would be cheering for the fucking Astros because the last thing I want is for a rival. Okay, I'm a Mets fan, right? I do not want I didn't want the Braves to win.
Right.
So, So yeah, no, fuck that. I'll root for the cheating team. Plus me personally, since I'm not a Yankee fan, I guess it doesn't really matter, but I was enjoying this Astros team. I was enjoying it, man. This little run that they had, they just let it hang, and they just didn't care. So I was enjoying it. I wanted to see them win. But yes, back to your question, I think Yankee fans were rooting for the Rays to win.
Yeah, I that was the impression I got too from Twitter. I got the impression that they were more, their hatred of the Astros just went beyond rivals, went beyond their own stinging history of being the only team to blow a 3-0 lead. I'm not a diehard Yankee fan. I don't know. If I was a diehard Yankee fan, I'm a little bit different. Like, I don't really root against teams because once my team is out, I kind of don't care anymore. So at that point, I just want to see a good series. And so I don't ever really root against another team because I don't care, right? Like, if I'm the, in my case, right, a Mets fan, I was watching that Dodgers Braves series. I didn't care. It made no difference to me. My Mets aren't there. I'm kind of done.
Yeah, I can't see a rival win. Fuck that. There's no way. There's just no way
Now,
that
don't get me
I would
wrong.
want a rival to win.
I wouldn't cheer for the Braves. I wouldn't want the Braves to win, but I didn't want the Dodgers. I wanted the Dodgers to win a little bit more because I've got a little bit of a fandom for the Dodgers because they played in Brooklyn, right? But if it was the Braves and the Padres, I would have been like, whatever. I don't care who wins. I'm not rooting against anyone. I'm not rooting for anyone. I just want to see a good series. I'll tell you what I did root for. Because it was kind of weird this year with the 7 games in 7 days, I was rooting for a 7-game series in both of them. I just wanted to see how that dynamic would play out. And it was really quite interesting how it played out because we got games that really looked really strange. Like the Dodgers in Game 7 threw Dustin May out there, and they told him, you're the starter, but you're only going 1 inning. That's it. And it was just kind of like that dynamic to me is still kind of weird, that whole opener thing. And so, that's why I wanted to see 7 games. I wanted to see how that dynamic would play out for different teams. And also, I think that's the way baseball's going. Baseball, I think, is going more and more towards that opener type thing. And so I want to see how it plays out because I want to see, how is my team going to handle it down the line, right?
Right. Yeah. Yeah, it was, I mean, Game 7s are the best, right? So, in any sport.
Yeah, no, I agree.
I think we were treated to 2, right?
Right.
14 games in 7 days.
Yeah, in 8 days. Yeah, because they
8 days. Yeah.
Yeah, it was fantastic. So let's start with the first series, the Astros and the Rays. Look, if I'd have told Astros fans, you're not going to give up more than 4 runs. You're going to give up 4 runs or less in 6 out of 7 games. Going into that series, Astros fans would have said, bet we'll win 6 out of 7 games, right? At least, if not more. Because they were hitting the ball great and their pitching was their their weak point going into the series, so to speak. And yet they came out and those pitchers did a fantastic job.
Yeah, their pitching staff stepped up. They just weren't hitting in some key spots in those first 3 games, and then Altuve with the errors looked really bad. So, that didn't work out. But then, they got their bats going a little bit and the Rays kind of cooled off and it evened out at the end, and that's how we got a Game 7.
It's amazing in the first 3 games how many balls were hit hard by the Astros, but right at people. Right? Like Bregman couldn't buy a hit and he kept coming up with people on base and he couldn't buy a hit. I mean, he was smashing balls right at Wendell at third or Adames at short. It was incredible to watch. I thought the Astros, if you look at the 7 games as a whole, I feel like the Astros outplayed the Rays. I feel like the Astros deserved to win that series. But, that's kind of the way it goes sometimes. The baseball gods just don't smile upon you. And unfortunately for them, the baseball gods did not smile upon them.
My question is, what was it, Game 7? Why was Carlos Correa not thrown out for bumping the umpire?
Oh, yeah. Did you see that? Was it? No, that was Game 6, right?
Well, whatever game it was.
Yeah,
he should have been thrown out.
I mean, he walked by him and he bumped him. He bumped him pretty good.
I thought my first reaction was he hit the umpire.
Yeah, and here's the other thing: no social distancing there from the umpire either. So, right, you can't be touching people.
Yeah, well,
it's just terrible.
Maybe that's why he didn't mind.
Yeah, I thought I saw that, and that was my first thought as well. But man, talk about a guy redeeming himself, right? Because Carlos Correa had kind of taken a dip in the last couple of years, and most of it's been because of injuries, right? But man, he had himself a hell of a series. He had that walk-off home run in the ninth inning of Game 5. Uh, just, I mean, he just had an incredible series all the way around, and he's back. He's back. If he stays healthy, he's back for sure.
I'll tell you what, man. The one player that I don't think will be back is Altuve. I mean, Altuve made some really bad plays. Like, he had a lot of time on some of the throws, and he fucking short-hopped a bunch of them. And if it wasn't for Gurriel, saving him on some of those, they would have been errors. And obviously, his numbers dipped this season compared to the previous seasons. And I don't know, man. I think he might not be back to himself going forward. If he is, it's going to take a few years. But he looked a lot more frustrated, tired. He wasn't having fun. Like Correa and Springer, those guys were still smiling, and you can kind of sense they still had that energy. But Altuve, I don't know, man. That might linger for a little bit, I think.
Yeah, we've seen guys. Look, we've seen it before where guys, especially in the field, right, where they've gotten the yips and they can't shake it, and with the hatred of the Astros, I feel like he's going to get a lot of questions about it. I feel like it's a topic that's really not going to go away. If he throws a ball away in the first game of the season next year, I think it's going to instantly become a conversation again. And we've seen guys completely lose it. Remember Chuck Knobloch used to play for the Twins and the Yankees?
Yeah.
That guy won a Gold Glove and got to the point where he could not throw the ball from second base to first base. In fact, I remember one game watching him where he had already made 2 throwing errors, and on the third one, he's throwing the ball, and the camera caught him actually looking at his hand as he's throwing it. It's like, wow.
Yeah. So, and keep in mind, this is all without fans. Wait till there's fans showing up and you have to go, play as the visiting team.
Yeah.
Like,
and I'll tell you
it's not going to get better.
I'll tell you what, the Astros got a pass this year because there were no fans. But from all of the activity that I'm seeing and from all the conversation that I'm hearing and whatnot, I think they're going to get it next year. I want to say almost as bad as they would have got it this year. Like a whole year between the findings coming out by MLB and there being fans, a whole calendar year and then some, I don't think is going to quiet the fans. I think
I told you that. Didn't I tell you that?
Yeah, you did. You did. And I thought, a year later, people are going to kind of forget. But it seems like fans are going to – they're going to – like fans are – I feel like fans are chomping at the bit to get back and let them have it. It's incredible. It's absolutely incredible to me. But they have become – they've become the evil empire. I mean, they're just as heinous as the Yankees. It's amazing to me. I never thought that would happen.
Yeah. Yeah. Well.
So.
Yeah.
Moving on to the other series, again, a big comeback, but this one they saw all the way through. The Dodgers down 3-1 at one point, not looking good there for a while, came all the way back to win against the Braves. A good series with a lot more offense than the Rays and Astros. Did the Braves blow this, or are the Dodgers just that good and they could turn it on and win 3 straight at the end?
Yeah, they blew it, of course. Hell yeah. You're up 3-1 on the best team in baseball? Fuck yeah, you blew it. You blew it yesterday with poor base running. So, and the pitching really wasn't there. Like, they don't really have front line. They don't have a 1, 2, 3 starter. Like, some of those, besides Max Fried, who I think is a little bit of a fluke. Like, he was good in the first game, and then whatever game he pitched after that, he
Not
didn't
so
pitch
much.
so well. So so that's all they have. Other than that, the rest are like spot starters almost. I
Yeah.
mean, you're missing your ace, Mike Soroka. That's huge.
Yeah.
They have a decent bullpen, but I mean, if they can't get through innings 1 through 6, then I mean they're gonna have issues. So yeah, they absolutely blew it.
The one thing that impressed me is the Dodgers lineup. My goodness, I mean it's tough 1 through 9. You know, you see a drop off at 6 or 7, right? Usually the 6 hole, the 7 hole is where you start to see a drop off, right? We saw it. The Rays certainly have a drop off. The Rays have a drop off at 5. The Astros have a drop off at 6 or 7, a significant drop off at 6 or 7. The Braves as well. Man, the Dodgers don't really have a big drop off all the way through. So I don't blame the Braves pitching as much as that's just a beast of a lineup to deal with. And again, here's where the 7 games in 7 days thing I think really hurts a team is when you have to face a team like the Dodgers with that lineup. Those guys, you know, when they start to see those bullpen guys, you know, 2, 3, 4, 5 times in the last 6 days, 7 days, it gets easier and easier for them because they're such a good hitting team. And I wonder if the Rays won't benefit from the fact that the World Series will have 2 rest days in there so that A, those relievers can be fresher, and B, also expand the time a little bit between when the Dodgers see them first time to second time. You know what I mean? But that Dodgers lineup is just – it's insane. And if you look at it, yeah, they had the big breakout game where they scored 15 runs. But other than that, you know, they had the comeback game where they almost tied it up. They scored 7 there. But the game 5 that they won, they scored 7. They only scored 3 and 4 in game 6 and 7. So it's not – the Braves pitching did their job. I feel like their offense just kind of went kaput. But that's the way it goes, you know. And really the Dodgers showed their championship medal, and you know they're going to have to do it again against the Rays because the Rays are not going to be an easy out. You know, this is a series I think that could very well go 7 games because the Rays are they're just going to be in every game.
Did you say metal or metal?
Metal.
Metal. Okay.
That
is exactly what they'll be getting. They're going to be getting a piece of metal if they win the World Series.
Oh my God!
Thanks to Rob Manfred.
I wonder if Rob Manfred is going to say something like, hold on a second. I've got a situation here on my computer. I wonder if Rob Manfred will make a metal reference whenever he hands out the World Series trophy.
I hope he does. I hope he does.
Get your medal.
Yeah. I hope he does, man. Take it to the scrapyard, scrap metal.
You know, and if he did that, it would. I wouldn't like it, but in a way, it would kind of diffuse a little bit because I think there's a lot of fans out there like you who like it increases your hatred of him just because he said that.
Yes, absolutely. Yes, I think it's a disrespect to the winners, you know, to whoever wins, you know. Like it's not a piece of metal, you know what I'm saying? Like
the trophy itself, right? I mean, it's you're not playing for.
No one's ever said. Come on, what other commissioner has said like? Nobody ever even thought of saying that. You know?
Like, I don't know if he was trying to be funny or if he's just a doofus or. I mean, he's a very intelligent man. I don't know. It's just a complete brain fart for him to say that, and I'm sure there's a lot of people that are not going to let him live it down.
Yeah.
And
hey, back to your point about, you know, the lineup, the Dodgers lineup being deep. Bellinger was batting 6th. He was batting in the 6 hole. Like Bellinger was bad. He hasn't really gotten it going. Like, obviously he had a huge home run yesterday, right? He had a couple of key hits, but I mean, he hasn't been high, right? It's been Muncy, Seager, you know, Mookie Betts. Mookie Betts probably saved the Dodgers in Game 6 and 7, right?
Yeah, I mean those
With those
catches
catches.
were unbelievable. And
Yeah,
in game six, was it game 6 or game 5? It was 2-0. It
Game
was
6.
was it game 6?
Yeah.
Whatever it was, when he makes that catch and what's his face gets called out for leaving early, and then they come right back and hit the home run. They go from being down 3-0 to only being down, to all of a sudden it's a 2-1 game. I mean, just the momentum swing of some of those catches that he made were fantastic. I mean, he showed out with that glove in this
Yeah.
series. So
Yeah.
now,
He did. He did.
so now we have the World Series. It feels like the Dodgers are here damn near every year. The Rays haven't been here since 2008, I want to say, something crazy like that.
Yep.
What you got?
I want to see the Rays win. I think they have a chance because they're in it. But the Dodgers lineup is a little too much. I don't care how many days rest the Rays have in between. I don't care how many openers they have. I think their lineup is just a little too much. It's too deep, like you say, and it's it's going to be a little too much for the Rays to handle at the end of the day. And I don't know that their lineup can match. Can go toe to toe, blow for blow.
Yeah.
With the Dodgers, and the Dodgers. I mean, they've been in the freaking world. This is their third time in 4 years, right?
Yeah.
Fuck. I mean, I don't know. They're due. I'm sure they both teams want to win at this point. Nobody wants it more. I don't like that phrase, but when you've been there and you've been so close, and then you feel cheated, and then you got beat fair and square, it's kind of like, okay, we need to win now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I'm sure those Dodger players want to win for Roberts too, because I think Roberts might be 1 foot in, 1 foot out if he doesn't win.
Yeah. I've often wondered if he would end up getting fired if
Which is fair.
I mean,
fair. I mean, look, you got a big payroll. You play in Los Angeles. You've gone to the World Series, like I said, 3 out of the last 4 years. I mean, you're always winning the division. Like, the expectation is to win. So,
yeah.
I'm not surprised if that happens.
I think the Dodgers are definitely the better team. Certainly when you look at the disparity, like if I look at the matchup between Dodgers hitting and Rays pitching, I can see the Dodgers winning that. And then when I look at the matchup between Rays hitting and Dodgers pitching, I think the Dodgers are definitely going to win that. So I feel like it's just kind of a no-brainer. The one thing I do wonder with the Dodgers is, I don't like that phrase about who wants it more. I don't like it either. But certainly it feels like they want it more, right? And I wonder if wanting it more is actually worse, right? Like, we've all heard in baseball, if you try to hit a home run, you're not going to hit one, right? You hit home runs when you focus on the basics and don't even think about hitting a home run. And so, I wonder if they're going to press, and if the series ends up going 6 games and then maybe to a 7th game, will that pressure eventually make them crumble? I don't know. I mean, if I had to put money on it, I would bet on the Dodgers. But I do wonder if they will feel that pressure and say and crack, and ultimately crack, right? So give me your final prediction. Games. Team and game.
Shit. I'll say Dodgers 4-1.
I'll say Dodgers in 6, just because I don't think the Rays will go quietly. But if it goes to a game 7, I think I would actually bet on the Rays. So it's got to be Dodgers in 6.
But the one thing about the Dodgers just can't pitch Clayton Kershaw. I'm sorry, he's not a fucking postseason pitcher. They just can't fucking pitch him. Pitch him 40, 50 times during the regular season. That man cannot fucking pitch in the postseason. I'm sorry. He's great. He's look, I put a tweet out there. Clayton Kershaw equals James Harden, okay? They're very good regular season players, but when it's time, I'm sorry. But, I mean, other than that, they got a great fucking rotation.
Yeah. No, look, they've got an awesome team. So I think it's going to be a really good series. I'm looking forward to it. I'm really looking forward to it.
Now, I would rather have seen 7 straight games.
Yeah.
Days. I mean, why the fuck not?
Yeah, you did it for the ALCS and NLCS. Why not do it for the World Series?
Maybe take 2 days in between, 2 or an extra day in between, and then go into it.
It's 2-3-2, so it's 2 games, a break, 3 games, and then 2 games. I don't understand. First of all, I don't understand why they couldn't put breaks in the championship series like normal. Like, what's another 2 days?
Yeah,
that seems kind of silly to me, but whatever.
Yeah.
Hey, what do you think about? And I don't know if you even really noticed, but what do you think about that park in Arlington?
Nothing.
Here's my problem with it. Is it me or does it seem dark? And the wind, you saw a lot of guys having trouble with the wind in there. And you saw a lot of guys having trouble when the ball goes into the corners, right, in the outfield. It comes out different every time. Like, you saw the outfielders be very, very careful going into the corner to get a ball because it comes out funky. And, like, I don't know if they just have, like, I don't know what's going on out there, but the park, let's just say I'm less than impressed with it. It's kind of odd.
Yeah, to the right field corner, it feels like the ball really
especially right field.
Yeah, I did notice that. You're right. I do think the ball flies a little bit in that park, right?
I agree with that as well. But that's not uncommon.
Huh?
That's not uncommon. And when that roof is open, the wind is a bitch. I mean, the wind is bad. It reminds me of Giant Stadium. I mean, the wind is weird.
So who gets the say in that? Is it the home team?
Who gets what say?
If the roof is closed or open?
No, I think Major League Baseball has a policy.
Huh.
Right? Like, my guess is if there's any rain in the forecast, they close it. And since they're all night games, they're going to open it. If they were playing day, I think during day games, they closed it. At night games, they open it. And if there's any forecast of rain, they just close it, would be my guess.
Well, that could play a part, man. I mean, there weren't a lot of runs. I mean, there weren't a lot of runs in the ALCS as there was in the NLCS. So,
and to our point earlier, I think that favors the Dodgers. The more runs that are scored, the better for the Dodgers because the Dodgers can hang 15 on you, whereas I don't think the Rays can, even with all the nuances of the field and whatnot.
Yeah. I just hope we get a good series.
Yeah,
competitive.
Sure.
I'm sure we'll get a blowout in there at some point, but
let's I always root for a good series, and quite frankly, I'm going to root for 7 games again because I don't care who wins.
Who wins MVP?
Huh?
Who wins MVP? It's got to be from the Dodgers, right? Because you're picking the Dodgers.
I'm thinking Dodgers. I'm thinking either Mookie Betts or Walker Buehler. Walker Buehler is going to get 2 starts, and then he'll be available for a Game 7 if it goes that far. And I think he may, if it goes 7 and they have to use him in a Game 7, he pitches 3 solid innings or whatever, shuts them down. I think Walker Buehler could win the MVP. How about you?
I'm going to say Corey Seager wins the World Series MVP. I think he's going to continue this little hot streak that he's got going on, man.
He is hot. I mean, it's crazy. But,
so
the Astros got cooled off by the Rays. So,
Yeah, true.
Hey, let's move on to the NFL. So we're through week 6 of the NFL season.
Oh, I got some breaking news here.
Oh, what's that?
I am officially out of Twitter jail. Thank you very much. Thank you, Twitter, for letting me loose. I will now go on a rampage of tweets. They may not say much, but I will be tweeting all night long. I will stay up till like 2 in the morning and make sure I don't call.
I don't understand how you always end up in Twitter jail. I've never been in Twitter jail, so I don't know. But
Yeah, I mean, I think this time it's pretty stupid, but hey, whatever. I'm out, so I don't care. I'm out. I didn't even need to use my money and bond down. I just wait. I just did the time. Whatever.
do the time, you do the time. That's it. Well, I hope you're rehabilitated. I hope you have been rehabilitated and your tweets are, productive for society.
Yeah, sure, of course.
Week 6 was it week 6 or week 5? Week 6 of the NFL, right? No, week
6.
Week 6. Okay.
Week 6.
What game or games caught your attention the most?
Well, I mean, I only watched one game. That was the fucking Giants. But let me see. Hold on. Let me go through the let me go through the ticker here. I'll tell you what, the Vikings are fucking done. That team, there's no coming back from that. I mean, they've got some really bad losses, man. Like they were up on Seattle. They got handled by the Falcons. Yeah, that team is done. Kirk Cousins is gonna keep getting paid and do absolutely nothing.
This is about the point in the season where we give up, right? This is about the point in the season where we say, okay, I give up expecting the Vikings to be a good team. I thought they were going to be good. They're trash. I thought the Bears were going to be a crappy team. Okay, I give up. They're not a crappy team. They're a good team. They're 5-1. It is kind of at this point where you start to kind of throw your hands up and say, okay, I was just wrong about that team. Another team that I think you were wrong about, the Pittsburgh Steelers. Now, hear me out. I understand that they have not played the toughest competition ever. But the Pittsburgh Steelers –
they will here in the next coming weeks.
They will, right. It will get tougher. But the Pittsburgh Steelers are undefeated. They're 5-0, 6-0. What's the number here?
5-0. 5-0.
So they're 5-0.
They're missing a week.
Yeah, they're 5-0. And look, at 5-0, you're looking at a 10-win season at least, right? If you go 5-6 the rest of the way, you got a 10-win season. And you would think a team that's, started off 5-0 can at least go 500 the rest of the way, or in this case, actually a little bit less. And the Steelers are looking good. Now, it did come at a price in that Devin Bush tore his ACL, and he's been really great on defense for him. And now he is likely done for the season with an ACL tear. But like you said, it does get tough now. You've got they're coming up on the Titans, the Ravens, and the Cowboys and the Bengals, the Jaguars.
All on the road.
Yeah, they've got 3 in a row on the road, which is tough. We'll see about Dallas, though. That may not be that tough of a game. We'll see how it shakes out. And look, Andy Dalton's the quarterback. So they're not going to, they know Andy Dalton, right, from all of his years in Cincinnati. So it'll be interesting. But the Steelers look like the real deal. I'm not sure they're going to win the division. I still think the Ravens are a better team. But, man, they look solid. They look rock solid.
Yeah, I mean, their record says so. But, I mean, again, to the point that you made, they play the Giants, the Broncos, the Texans, the Eagles, and the Browns. Look, a win is a win, no doubt. A win is a win, no doubt. 5-0. You good teams win the games you're supposed to win, and those are games that the Steelers are supposed to win. I'm sure they were favored in all those games. They're supposed to win those games. That's cool, but I don't know. I'm just not sold on the team. They got a very good defense. Defense. I think they have 5 straight games where they have 3 sacks and at least 3 sacks and an interception in each of those first games. I think the 1986 Giants were the only other team to do that. So that's pretty impressive.
Yeah.
But I'm still putting them in the pretender category.
Absolutely not, and I'll tell you why. As much as we say, well, they've only beaten the Texans and the Eagles, blah. The fact of the matter is their schedule's not that hard. They don't play, they've got the Ravens twice for sure. That's tough. But look, they play the NFC East, which is, it's a house of horrors. It's Halloween. It's Halloween scary every Sunday with the NFC East. The NFC East is deplorable.
Right.
And they don't have to play. It seems like they're not playing any of the big teams in the AFC either. They don't have to play the Patriots, who they normally play, but this year they don't. And the Patriots aren't world beaters, but again, Belichick is kind of got their number. They don't have to play the Chiefs. They do play the Bills and the Colts. That's not going to be easy, but they do play the Titans, I believe, as well. In fact, next week. So their schedule is not that difficult either. So while you say 5-0, yeah, maybe they're not on. Maybe they're not 5-0 good enough to be 14-2. They're certainly 5-0 good enough to be 12-4 with that schedule and a serious contender in the AFC.
Who else? You know who surprised me a little bit?
The Jets?
Or the 49ers. No, not the Giants. That didn't surprise me because the Washington Redskins suck.
No, I said the
49ers.
Jets.
Huh?
I said the Jets.
Oh, the Jets? Oh,
Yeah.
I thought you said the Giants.
No,
that did not surprise me either, actually. The Jets losing like that.
You're right about the Niners. Speak on it.
Yeah, the way I didn't watch all the game because I was watching mostly the baseball game. But, from what I saw in the highlights, they controlled that game from the start.
Yep.
And
that's a team
to answer like that after you got your ass beat by the Dolphins the week before against a division rival, that's pretty good.
And look, the beating by the Dolphins, it wasn't that shocking, not because the Dolphins are good, but the 49ers have a laundry list of injuries. They have more guys injured than they do healthy. So, I thought the Rams were going to win that game easily. And so, yeah, I was shocked just like you were, and shocked in a good way. I thought they played an excellent game and really, really clamped down on the So after a small technical difficulty, we're back.
Guess who's back? Back.
Yeah, I'm going to put in a little PSA in there, one of those emergency broadcast signals or some shit.
Oh, don't you hate that? Remember when you were, because I don't know if they come on anymore, but when you're watching late night TV or whatever, and then they want to fucking reboot the channel or I think Comcast usually did it. Like they would do it like at 1 a.m.
I hate that.
I'm not ready to go to sleep yet. And then they start fucking can't watch anything.
Yeah. Every channel is all of a sudden jacked up. So before what?
While we were away, were you watching any of this Buffalo Bills Kansas City Chiefs game?
I got it in the background, but I wasn't really paying attention. I was too busy fixing our technical difficulties.
Okay, Patrick Mahomes just had a fucking nutty play. It was one of those plays where you don't know if he's running or he's going to pass. So he gets right to the line of scrimmage, crosses the line of scrimmage, comes back behind the line of scrimmage, acts, looking to throw, obviously, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then somehow it was like 3rd and 5. Oh, it was 2nd and 5 or 3rd and 5, and he somehow managed to get it within inches of the first down. And on the very next play, the Kansas City Chiefs scored a touchdown. But, he really turned nothing into something. Amazing.
He does it all the time. It's incredible. That team is so loaded on offense. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, and now they got Bell, which is weird.
Yeah, I didn't understand that. Like, why
You,
would
you
the Chiefs take anyone off the trash heap that is the Jets?
here's the thing.
Talk about garbage picking.
Yeah, but it's exactly, but no, not garbage, but cost effective, right? It's cost effective. And then there were rumors that the Bills were one of those teams that were looking to get him. So I wonder if that was just a way for nobody in the AFC to get Le'Veon Bell,
Maybe.
right? Because it's not going to cost them much. The Jets are willing to pay, 100% of his salary plus some more if need be.
Is there a bigger trash heap than the Jets? I mean, what an
I mean, the Giants are pretty
unbelievable.
close,
Yeah, this is true. This is
but
true.
getting the win kind of, sets us apart a little bit more. The Falcons could have been that other team, right? But
Yeah.
they fucking fired the man
Apparently, that's what you have to
and
do.
won.
Apparently, that's what you have to do to get a win sometimes, right? The Texans fired Bill O'Brien. They won. The
That's
Falcons
right.
fired Dan Quinn. They won. Should the Jets maybe fire Adam Gase? And the Jets are like, no, we're going to hold on to Adam Gase, make sure we get that number one pick.
Oh man, yeah. I won't be surprised if that's what they're saying.
If the Cowboys lose, tonight, which is a very real possibility, Arizona's not a bad football team, and the Cowboys are obviously playing with a backup quarterback. The NFC East will be a combined, get this, 5-18-1.
I'm happy that the Giants contribute to that 5 because they could easily not have contributed anything.
God knows they're contributing to the 18, but really they all are.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, that division. Boy, I don't know.
That
That's
division is
bad.
it's a dumpster fire. It's a dumpster fire. And then you've got the flip side, right? Where you've got the AFC North. They're a combined 15-7-1.
Wow. Yeah, I mean that's another surprise, right? The Bears. The Bears are a huge
No.
surprise.
AFC North, not NFC. AFC.
Oh, AFC North. Oh, okay, yeah, okay.
The NFC North has a normal distribution: 5-1, 5-1, 5-1, 4-1, 2-3, 1-5. Pretty average.
Did you hear Nick Foles yesterday during his post game interview?
No.
You should look it up. I mean, he just it'll give you goosebumps. Like the guy just says all the right shit that as teammates you want to hear.
What did he say?
It's just unbelievable how this guy doesn't get a chance to be a starter. He has to sign a contract as a backup, as a second stringer, and all he does is win. I don't get it.
They are a surprising 5-1, but like I said, at this point, you just got to say, okay, they're a good football team. Even though we didn't think so, they're a good football team, right?
Yeah.
Because we're at the point in the season now where we've got 6 games. We've seen how it shakes out. There's everybody's got injuries. Everybody's moving around. And at this point, I feel like if you're a team like the Vikings, where they thought they were good, they were a playoff contender, they thought they were a good football team, and they're 1-5, they're done. At this point, even the good on that team has said, screw it.
See, I don't agree with that all the way because, I mean, we've seen it plenty of times where teams have gone 6-2 and then end the back 8 at 2-6 or vice versa. So, you always have a team or maybe 2 that kind of go on a run and just kind of, make it happen. Like,
yeah, but
I'm not saying the Vikings are that team. I'm not saying the whoever else we just talked about is that team, but it could happen. You know what I mean? It all depends. Look, this is the NFL. It's a week-to-week league. Absolutely.
Yeah, I agree with all of that. But the fact of the matter is, if most teams that start 1-5 finish 5-11, if that, right? It's just it could happen. Sure, it could. Someone could turn it around, but it's not likely. Let's look at the teams that we've got. You've got the Jets at 0-6, the Bengals at 1-4-1, the Texans and the Jaguars at 1-5, the Chargers at 1-4. Out of those 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 teams, how many of them are going to come back to be 8-8? My guess is none. Could one do it?
Texans probably could.
The Texans could, but let's face it.
I don't know. I would have to look at their schedules. I mean, I don't know, man.
Look, I agree with you. Someone could, but the fact of the matter is most of these teams at this point, they're lost causes, and the Vikings are one of them.
So you're saying the Steelers, the Titans, the Ravens, the Chiefs, the Bills all are 5-0, 5-1, 4-1. They can't. None of those teams will maybe go 3-5 on the back 8 and then maybe screw up a top seeding.
That is more likely, and I'll tell you why. Injuries. So they started off good, and they're blowing and going, and then they have a key injury, right? Look, if Josh Allen goes down, the Bills are in trouble, right? I mean, he's playing really well.
They're in trouble today.
Yeah. If Aaron Rodgers goes down in Green Bay, they're in trouble, right? So if you get a key injury, it's different, right? Like I can see that backsliding, but rarely do you see teams come back from a slow start. And you may see some of them pick it up during the season for whatever XYZ reason, but it is very rare. All those teams that I mentioned in the AFC with one win, it's a long road to get to 8-8 even. And 8-8 doesn't really get you in the conversation. So
this year it might.
Yeah, this year. Well, yeah, that's true because you got the one extra playoff spot, right?
Yeah. I mean, you never know.
What did you make of Tom Brady slicing up the Packers defense?
I didn't enjoy that one bit. I was expecting a great game, and it ended up being a fucking blowout.
Yeah. Look,
but the Packers are another team who haven't played anybody.
Yeah.
And if you look at their first 5 games, they haven't played nobody.
I agree.
So,
but I do feel like they're a very good football team. Although Aaron Rodgers, look, I said it before the season started that Aaron Rodgers was going to have a bit of a backslide this year. I felt like he was going to start to taper off because he's a little bit older now. What did he do yesterday? He threw 2, not 1, 2 interceptions. I mean, the guy's – he's not washed up yet, but, he's obviously getting there. It's time to start the retirement tour and get him a rocking chair. Now, look, Packer fans are kind of like Yankee fans, right? They fucking go bananas when their team starts losing. And I have this message to Packer fans. Relax.
That team is not that good, though. Like, they don't really have a lot of good players. They got a good running back, good wide receiver. But other than that,
and a good quarterback who's not backsliding in spite of what people may have said. I don't know who those people are, but
we won't say no names.
I tell you what, man, I'm a Tom Brady fan, admittedly, but it is impressive what that guy's doing. He's 43 years old and he is playing. He's playing great football. He's the anomaly.
The guy doesn't know what down it was last Thursday night.
What?
The guy didn't know what down it was last Thursday night.
Yeah, so he's got he's got a little dementia, right? He's 43. Cut him some slack. We forget shit on this show all the time.
Look, let's be honest. The Bucks are loaded. Like he picked very wisely in the summer where he was gonna go. Okay, he's not a dumbass. He's a pretty smart guy. So we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens.
Someone's still got to call the plays. Someone still has to make the reads. Someone has to throw the football. Look, Jameis Winston had all those tools, and he had 30 interceptions. So, you got to give Brady credit.
Yeah, no, I'm not taking nothing away from him, but I'm not going to overreact on the Packers going, losing yesterday, and I'm not going to overreact on the Bucks winning either. I know a lot of people are, but I wouldn't be.
Dude, what are Mondays for if not an overreaction?
Yeah, well,
Mondays.
who I am overreacting on are the Rams. I think that's bad for them. They play the Bears, the Dolphins, the Seahawks, the Bucks, the 49ers, the Cardinals in their next few games. That's not good.
That's not easy. That's not an easy. Yeah, that was a game they should have won last night because that Niners defense is extremely banged up. The team in general is dinged up. I agree with you. I think they missed out on a good opportunity there, especially considering what the schedule is coming up. So
I think the wheels are going to fall off on that bus.
Which really opens the door for Seattle to kind of cruise in that division and be one of the top. They're undefeated at 5-0, the only undefeated team in the NFC. And if they get a 1 seed, it's going to be tough to go to Seattle and beat them.
Yeah, and a chance for the 49ers to maybe, sneak in there, even though they have some injuries. They can maybe that's a team that if they can kind of weather the storm and they, get all their guys back, they could be in a good spot too,
Yeah, that's true. That's true. And they really do have to weather the storm with the injuries. Garoppolo is obviously necessary in spite of the fact that I don't think he's a great quarterback. He's extremely valuable to that team, and he's got to be in there. So if that high ankle sprain, doesn't get better or gets worse for whatever reason, it's going to be a problem for them. Can't think of anything else that really caught my eye yesterday. Hey, question for you. The Texans. So with about 3 minutes, the Texans. This is one that I think is debatable. With about 3 minutes left, the Texans score a touchdown to go up 7, right? They make the decision to go for 2 to be up 9 as opposed to kick the extra point to be up 8. The difference being, of course, if you make the 2-point conversion, then Tennessee has to score twice in 3 minutes. If you kick the extra point, they have to score a touchdown and a 2-point conversion in 3 minutes in those 3 minutes. What is your take? Like, what would you have done in that situation?
I would have kicked the extra point.
Really?
I would have kicked the extra point. Yeah.
Is it a
to go up 8? To go up 8? Yeah.
Is it?
I mean, they got to score.
Is it a no-brainer for you? Like you think the Texans were dead wrong, or is that one that you're, I can see both sides of that?
I mean, the Titans still have to score twice. They have to make a 2-point conversion, and that's not always that easy.
But it's on one possession, right?
Right, but they got to score a touchdown and a 2-point conversion, so they have to score twice.
Right, but they only need one possession to do it. Whereas
Well,
if you're up 9, so what you're really debating is stopping them on a 2-point conversion or the likelihood that they could recover an onside kick.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, the Texans are playing with house money. I mean, Cornell might as well say fucking go for it every single time because either he thinks he's not getting the job at the end of the year and he's just like, fuck it, or because, I mean, yeah, you got I think you have to.
I heard some.
I mean, Ron Rivera did that shit yesterday too. Like he went for 2 points. I mean, I don't know. I would have taken the extra.
I've heard a lot of criticism about the play, and I don't think it's. I mean, hindsight is 20/20. You hear all the criticism now that the game is over, but in the moment, I thought that was the right thing to do because even if even if you don't make the 2-point conversion, you're still up 7. The game is tied. You would get the ball back and have a chance to kick a winning field goal, right? So, like, let's say what happened, right? That they did not make the 2-point conversion. If Tennessee goes down the field, scores a touchdown, which they did, it happened to take all three minutes, right? They scored with 4 seconds left. But if they would have, let's say they would have scored faster, well, then you get the ball back and you have a chance to maybe kick the winning field goal. So I thought the criticism was a lot of hindsight's 2020. I think in the moment, as I saw it happen, I thought, I'm okay with that. That's a good call. You want to go up 2 scores. You're not – if it was 6, it'd be different, right? Because then you could lose. But it's tied. Worst thing that happens is you go into overtime. And, of course, it didn't work out for the Texans because Tennessee got the ball and basically ran it down the field.
Right.
But I thought it was a good call. I thought it was good. I thought all of the criticism was, well, I see what the result is, so it's obviously wrong, right? If he had made, I think if he had made the 2-point conversion and then Tennessee had scored and then not made the onside kick, I think everyone would have said that's a genius move.
Yeah, I mean, for the Texans' sake, they need wins. So I would have taken the safe bet and kicked the extra point because you can't afford to lose any more games. I mean, plus, I don't know.
Yeah, but that feels like a 50-50 thing to me. It feels like a 50-50 thing.
It backfired.
Yeah, but I don't think that's why they lost, right? It's just at that point they got beat. They just got beat. I mean, Tennessee.
No. At that point, they had a chance to take an 8-point lead, a 7-point lead.
Look, the way Tennessee was moving the ball in the fourth quarter, they'd have scored on a 2-point conversion.
Yeah, but you know that now. That's hindsight 2020. You know they would have scored because they scored. But at that point, like I said, a team like the Texans, you can't be taking chances like that either. Not now. I don't think so. That's just my opinion.
I feel like it's a 50-50 either way. I feel like people – I feel like all the criticism is because people have seen the result. So, anyway, it's an interesting debate to say the least.
Yeah.
You got anything else?
That wraps it up, man.
That wraps it up. We've come to the end of another wonderful episode of the Positive Sports Podcast. As always, folks, if you want to reach out to the show, you can email us, positivesports10@gmail.com, positivesports10@gmail.com. If you want to contact Alex, you can do so now that he is a free bird. How do they do that, Alex?
On Twitter at Brooklyn Gaucho 1. Hey, do you like this Monday night doubleheader?
Yeah. I mean, yeah. I mean, the more sports I can see, the better. I don't care. It starts. Look, I'm working from home. It starts earlier than if I was working at the office, I would miss the beginning of the game, right? Because it starts at 4:00, so that would suck. But I'm working from home. I got the TV on all day, so instead of hearing sports talk, I got an actual game I can have in the background. So I love it.
I think this should replace the Thursday night game. I'm down for this.
They should do away with the Thursday night game.
Because it's never a good one.
I don't understand the Thursday night game. What's the point of that?
I mean, I could get used to this. Two Monday night games.
Yeah,
it starts at 4:00 in the afternoon.
You go till 10:30. It's awesome. No, absolutely. And here's the thing: the Thursday night game sucks. It's never two good teams, right? And they put it on the NFL.
Well, they try to rotate it.
Yeah,
they try to make sure every team plays on Thursday night. That's the problem.
No. You said that mostly correct. They rotate it so that every shitty team is on Thursday night.
Right. Yeah.
But and here's the thing: they put it on the NFL Network, which is not everyone has it. So like, what's the point?
Right.
What's the
Right.
If you can't sell that game as part of the package at ESPN or ABC or CBS or NBC or Fox have, then put it in the normal Sunday slot.
Yep.
No, I mean, I'm not a fan of the Thursday night game. Let's just say that.
All right. So where can they reach you, Ed?
On Twitter as well. I am never in jail, so you will always be able to reach me because I'm a good, upstanding citizen. Reach me on Twitter at eMontana21. You got anything else, Alex?
That's it. Don't eat tuna fish, salmon, steamed broccoli, and then go somewhere and have to put your mask on because the burps will not be pretty. Other than that, you guys be safe, and we'll catch you on the next episode.
I was wondering where you were going with that. I was like, I know he likes seafood. Why is he all of a sudden hating on seafood?
I forget sometimes what I ate, and it's just one of those things where either I eat something at a restaurant or I eat something at home, and right after I decide to, go to the store or something.
Right.
And, I like to let off burps because that's what real men do. And I forget what I had to eat 5 minutes ago. And I'm like, fuck, that stinks. So, yeah.
That's hilarious. There you go. That's hilarious. All righty, folks. So that's your tip of the day. Be careful what you eat, especially if you're going to go out and wear a mask. But
that's right.
Wear a mask, practice social distancing, be safe, and most importantly, folks, ignore the negativity. Be the positivity.
Peace.